of what's waiting for you on the shore. You arrive in America, land of opportunity, milk and honey, and guess what? You all get to be slaves, split up, sold off, and worked to death. The lucky ones get Sunday off to sleep and fuck and make more slaves and all for what? For cotton, indigo, for a fucking purple shirt. The only good news is the tobacco your grandkids are gonna farm for free is gonna give a shitload of these white motherfuckers cancer. And I ain't even started yet. 100 years later, you're fucked. 100 years after that, fucked. 100 years after you get free, you still getting fucked out of job and shot at by police. You see what I'm saying? This guy gets it. I like him. He's getting angry. Angry is good. Angry gets shit done.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon. Depending upon where you are, that is appropriate. I am HRAP-B. We are listening to Build and Destroy. We are on Built for This Network. This is the End of the Bench. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to Build for This Network. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you need be. The information is at HRAP_B. HRAP_B. And again, you can find us. This is a podcast, as I say every week. This is a podcast. And why I say that every week is because you cannot miss this show. All you can do is not listen to the live recording, but you can always go back and find us at Spreaker.com under Built for This Network. You can find us on YouTube, Built for This Network, or the End of the Bench. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Built for This Network, Spotify, Built for This Network, iHeartRadio, the same, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, or wherever you find your podcast to download and listen. Again, thank you for tuning in, and as I do every week, I'm going to acknowledge my ancestors as well as the members of my family who are here to support me. If you are connected to the family with the last name Whitmore, Pollard, Turner, Battle, Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Chris, Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncan, and you already know me and my pops. We make up the Williams clan, and we are in the building. Thank you for clicking the link. Thank you for hitting the like. And if at all possible, use the share feature to share on your social media, whether it be Twitter or Facebook. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tune in, chime in, and be a part of the conversation. Please do that as soon as possible. That way, not only you can get this information, you can share that you have this information. Thank you for being a background listener. If you're listening and you don't want to participate in the show and you just have your ears on, thank you for doing so. And super thank you to all the people who chose to click the link, create a profile, and come in the chat room and engage. It is truly appreciated. Thank you again. Allow me to get this show on the road. It has been a very, very, very interesting week. here in America, it's going to be fun talking about it. Hopefully, you're a little engaging with the chat room, and hopefully this information that you'll receive from me will be enlightening and put you in a situation to whereas you are called, you're listening to the call of action. Now, first and foremost, we're living in strange times. Strange times, you see a lot of things that's going on, and you don't know what's happening. None of us really knows what's happening. All we can do is guess. A lot of people call themselves conspiracy theorists, and I used to do the same. I used to call myself a conspiracy theorist because, it's a conspiracy, it's a worldwide conspiracy. People are conspiring against me and people that look like me to separate us and things of that nature. I don't think it's a conspiracy. Some people in on the fight, other people against the fight. You know what I mean? It is a situation to whereas it is you are in clear and present danger because of how you look, and other people are in on the heist. Some people are in on the heist and don't like their cut, so they pretend to create alliances. But if they have the opportunity to be a part of the quote-unquote conspiracy or be in the light, they'll do it, whether they look like you or not. Point blank, period. So, why did I bring this up? It's because the more I read, the more I realize we are in the midst of something that is wicked. And I know, a lot of people tuned out right there. Oh, man, he talking to church stuff. Nah, I'm not talking about church stuff. There's negative energy in the universe. And some people are down with the negative energy, And if you want to use things like the devil and God to be a part of the conversation, look at it this way. A lot of people praise God for their blessings and the good things that happen to them. And damn the devil. Okay, if we're going to use those 2 points of entry, what I want people to realize is this then. If you are using those 2 entities, that means this dude that y'all call the devil, he blesses his soldiers too. So, me personally, I choose to look at it like this. There's a balance in the universe. If you used to be on the dark side and you move away from it, then it's a void on that side. That negative energy is pulling certain people into it or trying to pull you back into it to maintain that balance. If you want it to be an imbalance, then you just got to keep fighting on your side to be righteous or right or do the things that you need to do to ensure that people on your team stay that way. Right? Artificial intelligence is one of the tools that I think people in my community need to be aware of. Artificial intelligence is starting to get scary. It was announced this week that AI, first and foremost, face recognition software is faulty when it comes to Nubian people or people of color or whatever you want to call us, the black man, the Negro, whatever terminology you use to describe people of African descent. It is faulty. There are people being arrested erroneously and being incarcerated using face recognition software, and they are continuing with the process to move forward with this technology. Thing is, you don't hear about it because municipalities are using it without any knowledge. Here's a news flash. It was in this newspaper that it was this news article that I read on, from this paper I read on a regular basis, and they talked about how this AI, artificial intelligence, is being used and disseminated through police departments throughout the nation, and they're using this information and this software to arrest your brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, nephews, nieces, or friends, and you don't even know that they're using it. And they know it's faulty, and you know it's faulty, and everybody involved know that this is an imperfect science, but they continue to use it. And guess what? There's no oversight committee for it. There is nobody watching this to make sure that it looks that way. That it's working this way. If you don't understand what I'm saying, if you get a chance, watch the movie Minority Report, in which these people are using science and technology to predict crimes, and if you're thinking about committing a crime, they come get you. It's not that severe, but when you're using face recognition software on people that is faulty on, that means somebody that looks like you will commit a crime, and they'll come get you, and they'll say they use this traditional police work to come get you. I believe they use that software to arrest a lot of our young brothers and sisters during this uprising over the summer, because it was amazing here in Chicago. Y'all keep hearing about Manny Moore and Jack get shot every week. You never see any arrest about that. But when they start destroying property and going into the Nike and Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all these other stores, taking goods, somehow, some way, they want you to believe, well, we just used the video cameras. I don't believe that. That's a theory. I'm believing they use the face recognition software. Because if y'all got cameras that can catch people in the midst of a chaotic situation, then why ain't these murders getting solved? See, that's nonsense. And then this foolish story that was put out that Big Illinois covered on his show, talking about it was a mass text and everybody met up at one place, and that's how we knew. How the hell did you know this mass text was taking place? If I text anybody in this chat room, who the hell know I'm texting? I could text somebody. If I have your number, I could text you, I'm going to kill you. How does Mayor Lightfoot know I text you that if you're not A, using artificial intelligence to track everything that I do, or B, just waited around that person's house to see me and recognize my face with the software and say, here it is. There are little indications when you watch these propaganda shows, like one of the ones I like, Chicago PD. It's propaganda. But the thing is, they are literally letting you know that there are cops out here kicking people's ass, jacking you up in the basement, chained to the thing, and then they make these guys heroes. That's propaganda. If you understand what I mean, it's propaganda for cops. But you so busy, boy, Hank is high. Homeboy is pretty cool, and the lady crazy. But you're not realizing they desensitizing you to police brutality, unlawful techniques, and things of that nature. And then when you see them in real life, you're thinking, that's normal. But it's not normal. They're using technology and they're using physical force against you, and it's going to destroy you ultimately. But we thinking it's just TV. I will continue to reference this book that I read 29 years ago. And it said, watch television and movies. They are used to desensitize you to what's going on. I just so happened to go see Total Recall 3 or 4 years later. And it was this one scene in Total Recall that continues to stick out of my mind when this man stuck his hand in the door in a machine, and they used his handprint to open up a door. Big Illinois is in the chat room. 6-8 months later, they were using it in our apartment complex to get in and to get out. Nobody thought anything of it, but this is the type of thing that's being used every day to gain more and more control over your life. And when you give up these liberties and when you continue to be desensitized to what's going on around you, next thing you know, as we say here in Chicago, you find yourself in a trick bag. You find yourself in a pile of nonsense that you really didn't anticipate coming, or you saw it coming, but you really didn't see it coming. It's the unseen hand. It's the bait and switch. It's whatever terminology you choose to use when you describe these situations. That's what it is. So what we need to do is control what we're doing. Control what we're doing on these social media outlets. I know people listen to this show. I know other people I know it's some rich and powerful people listen to this show. But what I want you to do, if you're a brother or sister who got a whole lot of money, or you have an eye for technology, I'm gonna need you to create something that is parallel to